Yeah, sorry about that. I did not scrap it. The trunk. I did store it. But what we can try is I I've got other settlements that I could possibly use that have not had trunks before, so I will do that as well. So it's not a problem at all. I went ahead and double checked to make sure that I don't have any other versions installed. One of the problems that may have occurred is I didn't scrap the trunk, or I did store it. So storing it and scrapping it should kind of do the same thing because the object is no longer in the world space. So I don't know if there would be scripts running, but it is possible. So there could be orphan scripts in this game save where I've literally replaced the scripts. Like let's say I have a running script and I updated a script. So that might be a possibility. I'm not sure. Okay, and I can't really use Resaver at this point, which lets me look at the game save because I have an updated version of Java, and Resaver has not, at least what I'm thinking, has not been updated with the new version because the new version changed some of its function calls, so it simply won't compile and run. So I can't really do that, and I don't want to downgrade my Java. So I'll parse the game save later. I've got it partially parsed out, so I'll worry about breaking it down a little bit later. All right, so let's see. Let's go ahead and get started. Now, it might be a little bit slow, a little bit laggy. I'm backing some files off my system drive to make room for more of these tests. Okay, so I do have the version here. That's the one I received. I do have this installed. I removed every single one prior to that. I do have EquipSettlers over here. It is in the thing, and that is the mod that it came from. So we can find the mod. It is the mod that it's coming from. It's the 913. Alright, so let's go ahead and we just double check. I'll save the load order. I'll save the actual plugin list, and let's make sure that it is in here. Let's go back to the bottom. So yeah, because see, you can see where I installed it, and then I actually, when I uninstalled it, it actually removed one of the versions. Again, trust me, this is beta. I have bugs too, believe me. Alright, so this version is installed. That's what we see. It's in my load order, and let's run the game. So we'll be in 10. We should still be in 10 Pines Bluff. I will scrap the trunk this time. I'll replace it, and we'll start out with a strip. And if that doesn't work, we will go to. We'll hit different settlements. So this video might take a little bit longer than normal, but we will try different places. And you are correct. The biggest jump, from what I could tell, between programming for just F4SC and programming with the address library is that the address library should work with all versions of F4SC, so all game versions, where F4SC, if you just use that, it's more modular. So what I'm saying is, like, you're correct. If the address library works for, let's say, 163 version, the OG version, which you have, it more than likely should work. It should work for the NG version. All right, so you are correct, and we are correct in that. All right, and I think that's why some people haven't converted theirs over to the address library, because it's from what I can tell, and I'm just looking at the kind of, as you're programming it, it's not quite as straightforward maybe as many might think it to be. I haven't tried it yet. I'll eventually get to it, just not yet. Okay, all right. So we're here. Let's go ahead and you're gonna see I'm gonna scrap the trunk. So now I am using Workshop Plus. The scrap. We're gonna get rid of the terminal. Oh, let me take everything out of this trunk first, so that way I don't have to put it back in. So let's go ahead and take all this mess out. It's all out. Now let's go back into workshop mode. We'll scrap it. Okay, let's scrap it. I'm not sure why it says scrap settler trunk mattress. That's odd. Why would it say that? Okay, let me see if it says mattress on anything else real quick. Yeah, wait. Scrap Shack T-Boz. I am using Fall UI, so maybe that's doing some kind of weirdness here. I cannot scrap that. That's odd. So, scrap turret stand. Scrap machine gun turret. Okay, let's get rid of God Rage real quick. Alright. Okay, so let me look at this again. Let's take a look at this. Okay, let's do a control here. Okay, the name for some reason is set up as mattress. I'm not sure why that is. Maybe it's a copied record. Okay, so settler equipment trunk, mattress, and the last base change was EquipSettlers ESL. So I'm assuming that is where it's defined. So I guess it's defined as a name with mattress. Okay, so that's probably set in the record. So that's fine. So let's scrap it. You can see where I'm going to scrap it. Okay, so we've done that. Now let's go into, oh my god, it's decorations, and then it's furniture. You would think I would remember this stuff. Oh Lord. Alright, let's see. It's over here. Let's try this. Let's see, decorations, containers. Alright, so yeah, I apologize. I do get these mixed up. All right. We want containers, furniture, containers, mods. All right. Let's drop this out. All right. So we got this dropped. Okay. There's our trunk. Equipment trunk. Good. All right. And let's see. So... okay, yeah, it's so there's that. It does say, still says mattress. That's fine. All right. It is coming from the ESL and the plugin. All right. Now let's put our terminal is over here. Let's drop our terminal, which is decorations, TV and terminals. All right. Let's get rid of clipping so we can get this thing put on here so it's not buried somewhere. Okay, got that. Okay, let's put our stuff back in this. Okay, so we want to put combat armor, leg, combat armor, and I think that's it. So we got 3 combat armor, 3 leather. Okay, all right, so let's go in here and let's load our holotape up. Make sure we initialize all of this. Okay. Trunk is unlocked, so I'm going to go ahead and just cycle through these just in case. Trunk is now unlocked. Okay. Filter is off. We're going to set this as settlement size 8192. That's going to cover should cover a larger settlement than what I have here. And let's do reset all settler equipment. Okay. So let's take a quick peek. I guess it's immediate. Let's take a quick peek at the trunk. Okay. Yeah, that didn't swing. So, you saw where I renamed it, correct? So, do I need to leave the name as EquipSettlers CXL? Is that the problem? Or do I need to rename it EquipSettlers? Now, I didn't look at the any. We are going to look at that next. So, okay, so that doesn't work. Okay, so let me pull this stuff out. I'm going to scrap all this junk. And we're going to try a different settlement. Let's pull all this out because it's really been more than 10 seconds. Okay, so let's see if we can put a trunk in another settlement and see if we can get this to work. All right, so let's scrap that and let's scrap that. All right, so let's save this back. Now, maybe because I've tried this before in this particular game save, maybe it doesn't like it. Now, that is a possibility. I have not put a trunk in Red Rocket, so let's go to Red Rocket. That would be the fastest test. And we'll see how that works. Yeah, I found the problem with my program. I was actually trying to get a file name, to get the actual file name from a full file name when the file name was invalid, and then my editing caught it and kicked it out before it went any further. Okay, so that's why it didn't generate the package. All right, so let's see. Do I have any settlers here? I thought I did. I've got Ada. Right. Man. Wait, no, I do have settlers. Let's see what this dude is. Hang on a second. All right. The problem I'm going to have with this is... if it is strictly set at settlers, we're going to have to bring some in because they're going to have a name. If I need just a plain settler...
I'm not sure what's worse.
See, that's a named settler.
A teddy bear.
And let's see what she's assigned to. Let's take a look real quick. So they should be in the workshop faction because she is assigned to food and there is food production. So she's right there. Let's go ahead and just test this real quick because she's there. So let's drop a chest right here. Let's go ahead and drop this. Now this settlement right here has never had a trunk. And I'm going to have to, so we're going to have to, let me do a, I'm trying to think ahead here. So let's do a couple things. I'm going to drop a settlement beacon. All right, so let's just find a place to dump this thing for now. I just need to dump it somewhere. This is probably as good a place as any. All right, so let's put a settlement beacon. So let's see if we can bring in some named settlers, right? Let's do that so I can be doing two things at one time. Okay, so we've got a settlement beacon, and we're going to need a way to power it. So let's go over here to power. Let's do some generators. All right. We'll just use a battery. It should be fine. It shouldn't matter. All right, let's stick this battery here. All right, we got... Now, what am I doing? I'm trying to think ahead here. Good God. All right, let's connect. Okay, we got power, so that should bring in named settlers. That will. All right, so now let's put the trunk down. So let's go ahead and find a place we want to put the trunk. I guess we can put it in the same place. Doesn't matter. All right. So let's go ahead and put our trunk down, which is furniture, container, mods. Okay, there's our trunk. We're going to need that. And then we're going to need a terminal. So let's do our terminal, which is over here. Got moved over here to decorations. Terminals. All right. So let's drop this puppy. All right, got that. I still have an ES holotape. Now, I don't know if I need to say there's nothing in the trunk because I do still have a tape. It looks like it assigns the trunk a random name. That's got 292. Okay, and that's it. That's interesting because it looks like it gives the trunk a random name 292. Okay. All right. So let's go in here. Let's add our control tape. All right. We want to unlock it. We're going to toggle that just in case because it's unlocked. It was already unlocked, but we're just making sure it's not a conditional. Filter is off. We're going to set it to 8192. Okay, that's done. And let's go ahead and do a strip settlers. Okay, let's take a look at the chest here. Okay, that worked. See how that does work. So this has no. So scrapping it, let's see if it actually worked. Who it worked on.
Killing beats.
It definitely worked on her. Yeah, I have CBBE. So okay, so that works. So the workshop faction does work. We won't have to look at that. The workshop faction does work. So it doesn't have to be a named settler. So that's good. Now let's go ahead and put some gear in here. So she has a rifle, machine gun. Let's go ahead and put all this stuff in. Okay. And we now have gear in there. We have 3 combat armor. And it looks like armor was already taken out of it. So it looks like it already hit the cycle. Right? Because I didn't see where... No, Disciples is still there. Okay, so... combat armor, heavy. And there's the rifle and the machine gun. So... it's interesting that it doesn't see the Disciple. So we're going to let that cycle. So we're going to hopefully hit a... So the strip did work. And I did wind up having to put down the trunk. So I'm guessing that there is a baked-in script where there were previous trunks. So update it, just to give you some information. The only thing I can figure is that the reason it didn't work in 10 Pines is because I'd already dropped the trunk, so there's already a script running. So what I would have to do to even try to test that would be to remove the mod, load it without the mod, save it, load that again with the mod, and then see if that works. Okay, so she has her gun back. So it looks like she put her, because I do have, but she hasn't got her clothing yet. The armor has not equipped. She is a worker. She is a settler. So let's change your filter here. Let's go in and make a filter change. Let's do a filter change. Let's make it, there's filter is off, so we're going to filter to guards, I think. It's going to filter to guards. She is not a guard, so let's filter to workers. Okay, so it is now workers. And let's see if she picks up any type of clothing at all. Alright, let's take a look here and see. Maybe it's in there and she just didn't equip it. So we have heavy combat armor. Let's go to armor here. I don't see... See, the Disciple's armor is gone. Okay, so I'm assuming she took that as a better armor. So let's see if she has it. Alright, let's take a look at Cassina here. Alright, she has the armor, but it is not equipped. So it looks like... It looks like she has... I'm guessing because there are multiple... There's multiple armor pieces for the torso, but she has a left arm piece. So as far as unique, the under armor is unique. There's only one. There's only one helmet, one left arm, and one torso. I mean, just arm, helmet, and under armor. So she doesn't have anything like that on. So it looks like she took the armor, but she did not equip it. And I think there's only one settler in this workshop. So let's take a look here. Data, workshops, we want to see Red Rocket. Okay, so there's 4 people in here. But Workshop Framework might have spawned 3 settlers. However, they haven't arrived yet. Let's see who he is. A visitor. He is not a settler. That is fine. So I may have to wait until these settlers arrive. So let's do that. Let's park it here and let's wait for an hour and see if we can locate the settlers in here somewhere. Alright, so let's wait 1 hour. And hopefully the settlers will show up. Alright, we definitely have a change in night cycle. Who is this? Okay, that's a visitor. Alright, dude, let's see what we got. Now, she hasn't moved. Okay, let's see. Where are they at? I don't see them there. I don't... If it's getting late, are they not in the bed there? Okay, guys, where are you? I may have to wait even more. Let's see. Alright, so what I'll do is... I don't want to take up a lot of your time waiting for settlers to arrive, because they should already be here. I just... Okay, yeah, see, he's... Okay, so let's get in here for a second. Alright, let me remove this door so I can get in here. Alright, so he was one that got stripped. Okay, but it looks like he's got weapons again. So let's take a look. Let me do a show inventory on him. Okay, he has not picked up any armor. So it did strip them. And they put their weapons back, but the armor part... Okay, so he doesn't have any armor. So he is a named settler, so that's fine. Maybe it's a condition check on the named settler for the... maybe it's on the... let me flip this door real quick. Maybe it's on the... Maybe it's the conditional check for the armor, because the weapons worked, see? But she doesn't have, because she's, you know, she's completely... She doesn't have anything equipped other than her weapon, and it did strip it off because we did check it. So, yeah, awesome job, man. Awesome job. So, strip settlers worked. The weapon was taken out of the box. The weapons were equipped. The armor was taken out of the box. But the combat armor and the leather is not being taken out. So they are not equipping. They are not equipping. And I'm probably going to fall through the floor here. So there's some kind of weird bug that I'm actually working through with transfer settlement. So that's what I'm kind of doing multiple tests here at one time. But yeah, so see, you can see he did not equip. He equipped his weapon, but he did not equip any armor. So it looks like with a new trunk, everything is working but the equip armor. All right, so let me go ahead and zip up the logs for you. Let's do that next. Let's save this. I'm going to leave all that like that, except I am going to turn this off. Let's turn this thing off. We don't want to have, I don't want a billion people here just yet. So let's save that back. Okay, let's quit. And we'll let this thing update. Let me get your package built, and then I will link it. Okay, let's see. Let's go ahead and dock this. And also, I'm guessing because, I think, I'm not sure how the update would work. I'm not a scripting person when it comes to Papyrus. I've seen some mod authors say to try to remove the mod, save the game, reload the game, which orphans any scripts that's running, and then reinstall the mod. So I don't know if that's going to work or not. I do know that for some reason, and there's our package over here, so that I'm going to upload. So I'm guessing that the script, I've seen some mod authors literally realize the script is different. So as an example, let's say that a variable is baked into the Papyrus. So you have a constant that's baked in, or maybe a variable that you set, and then like a controller script. And the controller script or something never changes, but it has a baked-in value, or whatever script does the actual functions, it literally sets that value. So every new script that's compiled has a different value, and it goes, oh yeah, this changed. I need to abort. I need to exit any script that's running. You know, any script that might be running that the mod initiated, and then I can start them up again. I don't know if that's the process. All right, let me upload this for you, and yeah, man, great job. It definitely works. You were absolutely right. The only thing that didn't work was the armor. The lady took some armor. She took the disciple armor back out of the container, and I'm assuming she was first in the list, or maybe the closest to the container, which I thought the guy would be closest, so I'm not sure how it looks at that. But she did take the disciple armor back out, and then, but she didn't equip it. And then the guy has not taken anything out of the trunk except weapons. So weapons do work, all right? So, all right, man, good job. And when you're ready to keep hammering away, just let me know.